everybody. Honorable Minister, my fellow panelists, industry leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We all are talking about 6G, sitting in an era of 5G. So it is very important for us to understand where are we today and what is this journey all about, traveling from 5G to 6G. And in the next 10 to 15 minutes, this is what I would like to discuss with all of you, triggering certain thoughts. Where are we today? Like Shyam said, that we are already almost like 50% 5G is done. So if we look at the quick reflection of where we are, in terms of 5G. When we look at 5G, when we start with 5G, incidentally, globally, one of the biggest use cases of 5G, which we discovered, was basically the LTE decongestion or LTE offload. In India today, we have almost like 290 million 5G subscribers. End of 2023, this figure was almost like 130 million. And we hope that in the next 4 years, from 25 to 28, we will be touching almost like 770 million subscribers. This is a growth of 480 million 5G subscribers over a period of 4 years, almost at 120 million subscribers every year. That's the growth in terms of 5G subscriptions. If you look at the smartphones, the 5G smartphones, today we have almost like 271 million 5G smartphones in the country, which is approximately 32% of the total smartphones which we have. If we look at the smartphones which were shipped in the country in the year 2023, it stood at around 55%. 55% of the smartphones shipped in India in the year 2023 were 5G capable. In 2024, almost 80% of the 5G of the smartphones which were shipped in India were 5G capable. So that's the rate in which the device penetration is going. When we talk about the customer experience, the best way to talk about customer experience is basically the speeds, the downlink speed and the uplink speed, and like Shyam said, it's very, very important for us to have a very big focus on uplink as well, and I'll be touching upon that in the subsequent slides. From a downlink speed perspective, the average speed that we get in 5G is approximately 100 Mbps plus, which is 10 times the speed what we get in 4G, which is approximately 10 Mbps plus. So these are basically the customer experiences. One of the biggest 5G monetization cases, globally as well as in India, is turning out to be fixed by the success FWA. By end of 2024, there were approximately 5 million FWA subscribers in India, 5G FWA subscribers. By the end of 2025, we expect this figure to get double and become 10 million 5G FWA subscribers, and by the end of 2027, this figure is expected to be 30 million FWA subscribers based on 5G, which is only 10% of the 300 million households which we have in India. The interesting fact, however, is the data consumption. A 5G FWA subscriber consumes approximately 12 times the data which is consumed by an average data subscriber. If you look at only the 5G data consumption, the contribution of 5G FWA is almost like 25%. And all these various aspects, be it 5G subscriptions, the handsets, the experience in terms of the speeds, 5G FWA subscriptions, they have all increased the 5G data. When we look at the entire data, 4G plus 5G, the contribution of 5G was approximately 15% by the end of 2023. It grew up to a figure of approximately 35% by the end of 2024. And based on our analysis, we feel that by first quarter of 2026, the 5G data will exceed the 4G data. Now, this data update is further fueled by the new monetizable services as well as the device expansion. So when we talk about the new monetizable services, they are basically built around network slicing, be it cloud gaming, be it the critical services, the security services, the services there, for the enterprise, once again, like Shyam mentioned that, the standalone architecture is basically the way to go, not just only 5G, of course, 6G is just not possible, but even from a 5G perspective, this is the way to go as far as, the technology evolution is concerned. When we talk about the devices expansions, in the device ecosystem, the end user devices are basically evolving beyond the smartphones. The smartphones themselves are becoming AI powered. Then we have different kind of devices in the forms of wearables. So we have, the smart watches, we have the smart glasses, we have the headsets there. So all these kinds of different devices, and then of course, we have, in times to come also the reduced capability of the red cap devices. As and when there is an AI which is coming, the AI element which is coming, getting, embedded not just only in the services but also in the devices, it is basically the AI traffic which is growing exponentially. Just to give you an idea, as per the study conducted by Nokia Bell Labs, by the end of the year 2033, the total AI traffic globally would exceed 1000 exabyte per month. And this would contribute to almost 1/3 of the complete data which is being consumed by the end users. That's basically the power of AI. And most of this data will come from the direct AI traffic as well as the indirect AI traffic. So the direct AI traffic is where, as an end user, we are talking to the AI-based applications, the chatbots, for example, the chat GPT. And the indirect AI traffic comes from all those non-AI applications which basically run any kind of an AI-based algorithm in the back end. So that's basically the point, the trigger point of having a lot of growth as far as data is concerned. Data is one point, and in addition to the data, we have seen that there are a lot of different technological advancements which are happening in the industry. AI, most of us, we have seen that. AI for the network, where AI will just not be only responsible for the trigger of the data growth. AI will transform the way we are designing a network, we are deploying a network, we are operating a network, and we are optimizing a network. Space communication, Shyam briefly touched upon that. We have seen that, there is, the NTN or the non-terrestrial networks in 3GPP, release 16, 17, they are getting standardized, the support for these non-terrestrial networks. And pretty soon we will see the point of convergence between non-terrestrial and terrestrial networks. Then we have the network cloud continuum. This is basically the integration of clouds which are there, towards the edge, the multi-cloud platforms that we have deployed, the integration of the cloud together with the network. So that's the network cloud continuum which we are going to see. And then of course the quantum technologies, quantum communication, quantum sensing, also quantum security and the quantum compute. So all the quantum technologies would see basically, we have already seen the introduction of these quantum technologies. There will be an adoption of all these technologies in the telecom networks. Now when we talk about the data growth, when we talk about these advancements which are happening in the technologies and their embedment and embodiment in the telecom networks, this will basically mean that we have to move towards a next generation network. This anticipated data growth as well as technology evolution are shaping the future wireless network. Let's read it 6G. The next generation networks, they have to be purpose-built in order to be value-centric, in order to be intelligent, in order to be sustainable, and in order to be cyber resilient and secure network. At Nokia, our 6G vision is centered around these four aspects. We aim to deliver the most impactful network which is able to give the best performance, leveraging both efficiency as well as innovation. We aim to deliver the most intelligent network by having the AI-powered automation. We aim to deliver the most sustainable network. The sustainable network which addresses the needs of digital economy, having low carbon footprint, and at the same time fostering the greater equity both for people as well as for planet. I think Arnav briefly touched upon the cyber security and the cyber threats. We know that there is an increasing threat when we talk about the cyber crimes. Therefore, it is extremely important that we are able to predict some of these cyber challenges, the threats there. We are able to proactively manage and address most of these threats and deliver a quantum safe network. When we talk about the evolution of these next generation networks, this evolution will always happen in phases. Before we move to 6G, there will be a kind of an interim stage which will be driven by 5G Advanced. 5G Advanced has many capabilities. At Nokia, we talk about 4 different aspects built around extension, experience, expansion, as well as excellence. So when we talk about experience, this is all about the experience of an end user. Having enhanced data rates, enhanced capacities, enhanced coverages, enhanced network resilience. So 5G Advanced has the capability of giving network performance in difficult radio conditions as well as the high load conditions. So this is basically the kind of an experience which will be given by 5G Advanced. When we talk about extension, it is extending the reach of connectivity. And I guess my colleague Manish talked about different devices. So 5G Advanced can support a lot of devices like unmanned aerial vehicles or the robots, the automated guided vehicles, the red cap devices, non-terrestrial networks. That's where we are extending the reach. When we talk about expansion, it goes beyond connectivity. 5G Advanced is capable of resilient timing. It can give very accurate kind of positioning both in indoor and outdoor environments, and it is also able to predict, and it is also able to kind of identify line of sight kind of paths. So with this, there will be alternate kind of segments when we talk about the cellular-based positioning, the point of sales, banking systems, industrial automation, and so on and so forth. When we talk about excellence, it is mainly the operational excellence which is driven by AI, the AI-driven automation, and then of course a very robust framework of green energy. So that's basically 5G Advanced before we move into 6G. And it's important to understand that the realization of any technology always happens over a period of time in different stages. The realization of 6G will also happen in different stages. The day one focus of 6G is very important. Fundamentally, all that we want is that there has to be a seamless, cost-effective migration from 5G to 6G, basically protecting the investment and using the investments that we are making today on 5G. In practice, what it means is that we should be able to use, from a core network perspective, as many 5G core network functions as we can with minimum critical extensions. From a radio network perspective, we should be able to build extreme and enhanced massive MIMO on the existing radio grids. We should be able to build a network which is AI native from day one, the platforms which are API native from day one, and build a solid framework for the energy efficient solutions. It is extremely important that building a robust and extensible day one baseline for 5G is basically the first step, and is extremely critical for the success of 6G. As we evolve beyond 6G, day one readiness, we must understand that 6G has a lot of capabilities. It can open a lot of floodgates, and it can offer a plethora of services, use cases, and applications. Let us just imagine some of them. The extreme automation, the collaboration between the robots, immersive experience, holographic experience, immersive holographic experience, mass digital twinning. Most of these or some of these services are some of the many services which are possible under the framework of 6G. As the 6G seamlessly integrates the human, physical, and the digital worlds, the 6G era will take us from connectedness to togetherness, from information to knowledge, and from efficiency to purpose, a purpose which is centered towards people as well as the planet. And if we have to summarize our journey towards 6G, like I said, the foundation of 6G is being built today with the data uptakes, with the advancements which are happening in the technology part. As we move today towards 6G, which is a kind of a long-driven road from today, 5G Advanced will be the first interim step. 6G implementation will happen, the realization will happen in stages. The most important thing is to have the right kind of a 6G day one readiness. As far as India is concerned, we have already embarked on 6G vision, which was unveiled in March 2023, followed by the foundation of the Bharat 6G Alliance in July 2023. Nokia is very proud to be associated with Bharat 6G Alliance. Globally, Nokia is leading the 6G ecosystem. We are pioneering and spearheading the 6G innovation. In India, we were the first one to establish the 6G lab in Bangalore. We are working very closely with some of the academia, some of the research institutes in India. We demonstrated the first 6G-based network use case in one of the IMC events.
So got stuck in that.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we draw the road towards 6G, Nokia stands committed for all the industry collaboration in India to ensure that we have a robust beginning and a robust preparation towards 6G. Thank you very much.